Alright, this is Jesse with Technically Challenged, and we're continuing our React series. Last video we installed Node onto our system, and then we installed Create React App to give us a boilerplate to get running in React. Before we get into React, I wanted to take a video to show a really awesome code editor that's completely free, and if you're not already familiar with it, it's called VSCode. So if you were to go to code.visualstudio.com, you're going to see a bunch of information about VS Code. I'm going to download it right now, so let that start downloading. One thing that's cool about VS Code is there's tons of extensions. So you're going to see extensions for doing Python if you're learning it like I am right now, or if you already know how it works. Debugger for Chrome, you've got other languages like C and C++. ESLint for finding errors, and TSLint if you use TypeScript, which I've heard is what everyone should be using. So if you're not, you probably should check it out. So you've got all these extensions, and there's one really cool extension that's pretty new that I've heard about recently called LiveShare. LiveShare lets you share your VS Code, your editor, your code, your console even, and even test localhost, which is amazing, with other people. So you can work on code together, learn together, etc. So I'd highly recommend checking that out. So it's already downloaded. I wanted to just take a second also to look at two other editors that are really popular. Atom. They all work, all three of these all work for Linux and Mac and Windows. Atom is great. I used it for a little while and I loved it. And Sublime Text, I've heard so much about, I've used for a little while. It is $80. The other two are free, but Sublime Text is lightning fast and it's really great. And most people who use it they love it and they stick with it. So those are two other editors I just wanted to mention. Now that VS Code's downloaded, I'm going to click that. It's going to unzip, and it should be similar on Windows or Linux. But now that's installed or downloaded, I'm actually just going to drag it into my applications folder. And you can click on applications and go to VS Code, or what I usually do is I do command space code or Visual Studio and then hit enter, and that will open up the program for us. It's going to check because it's downloaded on the internet. It wants to make sure it's secure. Alright, so here we go. VS Code is installed and ready to go. I want to show a couple of shortcuts and things to check out, and then I want to help us install one extension that I think is really helpful. So first I'm going to do a new file, and I'm going to save it as an index.html just to show you some of the features that it has built in. So if you're working in an HTML document, you can do something like exclamation mark, and if you notice it says Emmet abbreviation, it has Emmet already built in. I'll add a link with more details on Emmet if you're not familiar, but if you hit that exclamation mark and hit tab, it gives you the whole boilerplate, the whole structure for a basic HTML document, which is cool. And then you can do things like dot title, dot title adds it as a class. So all I did was type a period and then title, and then I hit tab, and it automatically creates a div. You can also do something like h1, and here's your title. This is my title. You can do li, all kinds of stuff. You could do like button, number, hash, button dash ID, boom, creates it as your ID. A bunch of things. It's really awesome shortcuts. So that's when you're working with HTML documents. That's already built in. So that's awesome. And then what I wanted to also show you is just with a plain JavaScript file. We're going to save this as script.js, and I'm just going to show you. Once you have a JS file, it automatically will give you code formatting. It will give you syntax highlighting, so it shows you the colors. But what we're going to do is we're going to install something that will help us give us code formatting as well. So as you notice, because it's a JS file, it's a JavaScript file, it already has colors for the functions and variables and all that stuff, and it's awesome. But the format isn't very good. If you notice, it's kind of funky, like this should be on a new line. This is kind of formatted weird. So what we're going to do is we're going to install, and you can do that two ways. We're going to install an extension. So you can do Shift Command P and type extension, install extensions right here, or you can click this box. And I'm going to go to Prettier, enter, install. I'm going to hit install here. It's going to download. It's going to install, and now it says reload to activate. So if I hit reload to activate, now Prettier is going to be down here and ready to use. Wait for it. There it is. Okay, Prettier's here now. So there's two ways we could run it. We could do Shift Command P again, and we could do format document. And if we do that, it'll run Prettier. But what I prefer is if I hit save, it'll auto save and format. So the way we get to that setting is go Command, comma. We'll bring up, or you can go up here to Code, Preferences, Settings. And then if you type format on save, there's this check mark right here. If you check it on, that will enable it. I think by default it's not enabled, so when you do a fresh install. So now when we go back to my code, watch what happens. If I hit Command S, boom. Fix the indentation, it fixed my, my object's shape. Now if I were to add like state, California, and I hit save, it's going to format my objects in a much more readable way. Really helpful, Prettier. So that's VSCode, that's Prettier, and this is pretty much all you need with Create React App to get rolling in React. I'm really excited to start React. In the next video, we're going to look at JSX, and if this is helpful for you, if these videos are informational, like, comment, subscribe, and I will keep putting out more. Again, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in our next video.